Good morning, everyone. This is your news today, streaming on 9 Now and YouTube. Good to have your company. Here are the stories making headlines this Friday. Fresh hope for Susan Lee as secret leadership talks end in shambles. Plus, Donald Trump's plan for Minneapolis following 2 fatal shootings. And Queensland scientists discover a new Earth-like world light years away.
But first this morning, terrified students have been caught in the crossfire of a police shooting after a car slammed into their school bus southwest of Melbourne. Can you imagine the terror? Live to Stephanie Wackleweek, who joins us in Melbourne now. Steph, good morning to you. Talk us through what happened.
Yes, Sarah, as you can hear, that would have been terrifying for those school children. Their driver telling them to duck down and hide as police fired shots. This all unfolded yesterday afternoon. Police were trying to intercept an allegedly stolen Kia Optima. When that car reversed, it smashed into the school bus and then hit another vehicle. Now, a man and a woman in that allegedly stolen car, they tried to flee on foot. That forced a nearby school into lockdown. The pair, both 37 from New South Wales, they were taken to hospital where they remain under police guard. The man with a gunshot wound to the arm. A woman in the other vehicle that was hit, she was taken to hospital with minor injuries. Sarah.
Steph, thank you.
The manhunt for accused triple murderer Julian Ingram is entering its 8th day as we're learning more about the events leading up to the alleged attack. Let's go live to Nicole Dunn in Sydney. Nicole, good morning to you. New footage has also been released.
And it shows, Carl, that the 37-year-old reported for bail just hours before this alleged incident, seen vaping outside of Lake Cargelligo police station last Thursday morning. As this surge enters its 8th day, police are working with the theory that Ingram may be being assisted by members of the public. The last 5 days, conditions have been incredibly hot, meaning he'd need shelter and food and water to survive. Now, the New South Wales Police Commissioner had some very stern words for anyone who may be assisting Julian Ingram, with police desperate to get justice for the families of his 3 victims.
Thank you.
Strong winds have forced a Qantas flight from Melbourne to make a last-minute diversion to an Air Force base in Adelaide. Let's go live to Will DeFulvio. Will, thanks so much for your time this morning. This must have been frightening for those on board.
Oh, certainly, Sarah. Adelaide Airport can't recall a time that a passenger plane needed to take refuge at an Air Force base here in Adelaide, but QF 691 had to set that interesting precedent when it was due to land here yesterday afternoon at the peak wind gusts of the day of around 70 kilometres an hour, having to make that diversion 30 kilometres north at the Edinburgh RAF base, refuelling and turning around and finally landing at its intended destination some 2.5 hours later. It did have a knock-on effect. Another Melbourne flight that was leaving Adelaide Airport was cancelled, and a handful of other flights scheduled to arrive were delayed as well. But thankfully, it has calmed down a bit out there, and all services have resumed as normal this morning.
Well, thank you.
It's been revealed former AFL player Troy Selwood decided to donate his brain for concussion research before he took his own life last year. The former Lion suffered a number of head injuries during his 75-game career, the final wish made in his will. The death of Troy and later his twin brother Adam rocked the AFL community and sparked conversations around neurological diseases like CTE and mental health. And if you or someone you know is struggling to cope, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. Opposition leader Susan Lee may avoid a leadership spill when Parliament returns next week because her potential challengers couldn't reach an agreement in secret talks held yesterday. Publicly, though, MPs are trying to turn the spotlight back on the government after higher than expected inflation raised fears of an interest rate hike next week.
This year, prices are going to be higher, interest rates probably higher, real wages lower.
All eyes, though, will still be on the Liberal and National Party leaders when Parliament officially resumes for the year on Monday.
Australia is being urged to tighten border checks for travellers arriving from India after an outbreak of the deadly Nipah virus in the country's east. Indian authorities have quarantined nearly 200 people in West Bengal and believe the outbreak is contained. No cases have been detected so far in Australia. China has executed 11 people it found were part of a criminal gang which ran mafia-like scam centres in Myanmar. The group were found guilty of killing 14 Chinese citizens who tried to escape the operation. They work for the notorious Ming family, a crime syndicate in northern Myanmar which is accused of running hundreds of compounds dealing with internet fraud, prostitution and drug production. After weeks of tension in the US city of Minneapolis, Donald Trump's border czar has vowed to reduce the number of immigration agents in the city. Let's go live to Jonathan Kersley in Los Angeles. Jonathan, good morning to you. This marked a marked difference from the Trump administration.
Yeah, it is after weeks of tensions over those two deadly shootings by immigration agents of 37-year-old Renee Good and 37-year-old Alex Pretty that has essentially ignited the city of Minneapolis. There has been so much anger and fury directed at the Trump administration as to how it is carrying out its border enforcement policies. Now Greg Bavino, the man who is in charge of Border Patrol, has been moved out by Donald Trump, and in comes Tom Homan, who the president says essentially has a much better working relationship with people on the ground. He has said that agents do need to do things by the book, but that he will be there for as long as the job is needed. Clearly, the Trump administration is shifting tone, and that's because the public's support on how these immigration enforcement activities are being carried out just isn't with the president.
Jono, thank you.
UK patients have described Elon Musk's Neuralink brain chip as magical as the founder looks to expand the technology. Let's go live to Mimi Becker in London. Mimi, this is groundbreaking stuff.
Sarah, it is. 7 patients in the United Kingdom now have that brain chip installed. And what it effectively allows for is a form of telepathy. It means that people can use a laptop, a phone, or even a robotic arm through their mind. Now, this device was launched just 2 years ago. Now, 21 people across the world have it. And founder Elon Musk is always trying to push the boundaries. And he's revealed that Neuralink is now ready to start a human trial pending regulatory approval for their next device called Blind Sight, which would help restore vision. Pretty incredible, Sarah.
Yeah, it sure sounds like it. Thank you, Mimi. Well, a new planet with the potential to support life has been discovered by Aussie astronomers nearly 150 light years away. While it still needs one more observation to be confirmed as legitimate, researchers from the University of Southern Queensland are over the moon with the discovery.
Aussies heading to Japan for a ski holiday are getting a welcome boost with Qantas increasing capacity on its popular Sydney to Sapporo route. The airline is adding 2 extra flights a week to keep up with strong demand from travellers. It follows new tourism data revealing over 1 million Australians visited Japan last year. The South Sydney Rabbitohs are heading to court in a bid to trademark the viral random South Sky social media phenomenon. The global trend represents fans who are snapped wearing the famous jersey at major events and remote destinations, from the Trevi Fountain in Rome to the Super Bowl. The club is facing heavy backlash for the move, though, with critics accusing the NRL giant of trying to hijack a community movement.
I like it.
That's cool.
Before we get the weather, an unusual animal duo is making quite the splash online, says.
Yes, I know, Carlos. A new video shows a seagull standing tall and proud as it surfs on the back of a stingray at a beach off New South Wales' south coast. Viewers are calling it the ultimate free ride, with the bird looking perfectly happy to let the stingray do all the paddling. Just don't get in its way.
Lazy buggers, those seagulls,
They
aren't
are, aren't they? They want your food and they want to ride.
Mine.
Well, let's take a look at the weather for you now. 30 degrees ahead for Brisbane and Sydney, 29 for Melbourne, a top of 40 for Canberra and 41 for Adelaide.
Sunny and 34 for Perth, 42 for Alice Springs. It's a warm one, and a top of 32 degrees for Darwin.